Hello YouTube, this is dvdreviewsstudios here, and today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. This video is called the coffee movie tag, which of course I've been tagged in to do this video. And basically, if you refer to the description below, there are a list of 10 coffees and coffee-related terms that link to questions relating to films. And basically, I shall be answering those 10 questions, and throughout this video I would probably recommend reading those off from the list below. So in this video, I was tagged to do this by my good friend TheCrypticCinema here on YouTube, and you should definitely check out his channel. It's such a superb channel. He does great horror movie reviews, and I'll leave his link in the description below the questions. So let's begin with the first question, which is titled Black Coffee, a movie that you love but isn't easy to get into, which I've chosen John Sims' Crime and Punishment. This film is based on the novel by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and it's set in the 1800s, and mainly that is why people don't really tend to get into this film, mainly because the storyline is kind of slow-paced in some areas. It is a fantastic story, and I think the acting, personally, from John Sim is probably one of the most superb performances I've seen from any actor ever. I really do admire his performance in this film. But in particular, I find this film, many people will struggle to get into this because more or less 30 minutes into the film is where we finally get to see the main storyline occur, and therefore, of course, the storyline begins rather 30 minutes into the film. So this is pretty enjoyable, to be honest, but many people will find it difficult to actually watch this. It's on for 3 hours, and it's a very long film, and some of it is a little bit tedious, but aside from that, very enjoyable, and one of my personal favourite films of all time. So that is Crime and Punishment. Next on the questions list is number 2, Peppermints, a favourite Christmas movie. This is a movie that I watch every year without a fail, and that is Will Ferrell in Elf. Hilarious all the way through. I just love the character that Will Ferrell portrays in this. It is really just childlike and friendly, but hilarious all the way through. And particularly, I enjoyed the scene involving Peter Dinklage, which I won't give that away, considering many people will, of course, know what I'm referring to. But yeah, Elf, fantastic film to get out at Christmas if you haven't seen this. So that's Will Ferrell in Elf. Next up on the list is Hot Chocolate, number 3, a favourite children's movie, which I've selected a film that I grew up with watching, and that is Disney's Robin Hood, a Disney classic film. This is absolutely amazing. I love the songs in this film. I love just every character in this, especially Prince John and Sir Hiss, which I really just cannot get over the chemistry between those two characters in particular. So that's Robin Hood, absolutely amazing film and definitely worth watching if you have not seen it. Number 4, we have Double Espresso, a movie that held you on the edge of your seat throughout, which I've chosen Tom Hanks in Captain Phillips. This film is absolutely mind-blowing. It really is a very interesting film that really did leave me on the edge of the seat throughout the whole experience watching this. Really enjoyable, definitely a worthy film for this list, and I really did enjoy it. I love Tom Hanks as an actor, and in particular thought the actors that played the Somali pirates were great in this film, really convincing, and of course very menacing, since of course they are supposedly attacking the crew that Captain Phillips is trying to protect throughout the movie. So that is Captain Phillips, amazing film. At number 5 we have Starbucks, movie watched more than any other movie, and many people would probably be assuming that I'm going to pick my favourite film, but instead I've gone for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which this movie I absolutely love. I love Sean Connery in this in particular. I love the ending of the 3 characters riding off into the sunset on the horses. I think this is just such a powerful film, and definitely the best one out of the Indiana Jones films in my opinion. So that's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, a film that I just love so much. I watch it very often, and is easily one of my personal favourite films starring Harrison Ford. So that's The Last Crusade. At number 6, HIPSTER Coffee Shop, which is quite a bizarre name. Indie or foreign film shout out, which I was going to choose The Hunt starring Mads Mikkelsen, but I think this one definitely is worthy of number 6, and that is City of God, which is a Brazilian film that I really have not watched in quite a while, but I really do love this movie. It's got so many great characters and camera shots and such. It's very creative, and just overall, I mean, I need to rewatch this, to be honest, because it's a fantastic film, and honestly, the cinematography for one of these low-budget foreign films is amazing. Definitely worth picking up if you have not seen City of God. At number 7, Oops, Got Decaf, a disappointing film. I'm going to go with Minority Report, which this is a film directed by Steven Spielberg and stars Tom Cruise, which Tom Cruise is a popular actor among people, not necessarily my favourite. And of course, Steven Spielberg is an amazing director, but in this film, I really was disappointed and let down. I mean, the premise is amazing. I love science fiction films. I think the premise of this film is beyond genius, but I really do think this fell flat for me. I mean, it wasn't really Tom Cruise's fault. Usually I would blame him, since I'm not really a huge fan of his acting, but in this, he did quite a decent job with what he was dealt with, and the future policing idea was definitely something that I did enjoy, and the beginning sequence was quite good with the first arrest, but aside from that, it was kind of repetitive, and overall was kind of disappointing, so that is Minority Report. Question 8, a perfect blend, bittersweet mix that seems perfect. Silence of the Lambs, easily. I love the mixture of horror, thriller, and overall the suspense in this film is fantastic. I love Anthony Hopkins as an actor, and the character that Jodie Foster plays of Clarice Starling is just one of my personal favourite female characters from any movie ever. Amazing film, gripping, and overall I just love this movie. There are so many great iconic scenes, and I cannot get enough of Anthony Hopkins' version of Hannibal Lecter, so that is Silence of the Lambs. Question 9, Coffee with Sugar, a movie you might love a little too much. I've picked Fight Club, which I really do love this movie, in particular for Ed Norton, which is one of my personal favourite actors of all time, but this movie I will watch countless times, and I really don't show my love for this as much as I probably should do. It's not in my top 20 films of all time, because I really don't want to overwatch this and really ruin the film for myself because of how much I love the characters in this, and the storyline overall is fantastic. I really do love Ed Norton's character in this movie as the narrator, and yeah, it's a really great film. The twist at the end is not necessarily loved by everyone, but I thought it was just one of the most genius plot twists from any film I've seen in quite a while, and Fight Club overall is just a really enjoyable film that's in, I think, IMDb's top 250 movies of all time, which is quite surprising. And the final question, Friends Don't Let Friends Have Starbucks, movie you tell others to avoid, which I've not actually chosen one specific film, because I don't really have a terrible film in my collection. If it's awful, I completely dispose of it straight away, because I don't really like to clog up the shelves with stuff that I either won't watch again, or stuff that I just do not really appreciate. So here's a list of films that I think are god-awful. Okay, so thanks for watching this quick little video. Of course, thank you so much, TheCrypticCinema, for tagging me in this little video thing, and I tag Mr. Movie Lover 1998 to participate in this little movie tag, and if you yourself want to have a go at this little questionnaire thing, the questions will be in the description for you to copy and paste, and if you would like to, you can send me a link to your video and I shall check it out. So, thanks for watching this video, thanks again, TheCrypticCinema, and more videos coming soon.